Wealthy Wednesday. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Let me just get this going on. Hey, guys. Hey, Morning Love. How are you? Hello, hello, Miss Gabs. How are you? Moni16, how are you? Mi Escuelita, hello. Hello, hello, hello. The Balloon Maven, how are you? I still have your little wand. Who else is on here? Word Agency, how are you? Hey, what's up, milkshakes? That's Veronica, by the way, my best friend. Hello. Let me see who else is on here. Real Big Family. Adriana Leiva, ¿cómo estás? Hello. Denise Hernandez Photography. Yoli, how are you? I'm going to wait on here for just a little bit. Bridget Coda. Michelle Lopez. Hello, hello, hello. Jeanette Carrillo. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wealthy Wednesdays. Happy Wealthy Wednesday. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, guys. I was trying to prep myself for this Wealthy Wednesday, actually. I really was, but anyways, hello everybody. Welcome to Wealthy Wednesdays. As you guys all know, we canceled last week's Wealthy Wednesday because my father passed away, and exactly a week ago, we laid him to rest. So I'm so grateful that he's at peace. And, you know, life happens to everybody, including, you know, myself and my family and so forth. So this Wealthy Wednesday, I just wanted to share with you guys, because I know you guys are, you know, my community, and you know, just you guys are my community. So I wanted to do a Wealthy Wednesday today, really to acknowledge a few things that I've learned along the way, and a few things that from a week ago just puts things into perspective. So yeah, I just wanted to yeah, I definitely believe my father entered the pearly gates and he was making everybody laugh, because that's the type of man he was. And so yeah, as you guys can see, we have flowers, and we have here, sorry, on this side here, wherever it's at. Thank you to Gabby, my assistant, who made this beautiful thing right here. It's so beautiful. But anyway, so welcome to Wealthy Wednesdays. I have never canceled a Wealthy Wednesday. I maybe did a preview or had somebody else do a Wealthy Wednesday, but last week was definitely for sure not expected. So yeah, for those that it's your first time, if you guys can definitely post that it's your first time and what city you guys are tuning in from, I would really appreciate that. And for those that are, you know, regulars on here, I just want to say thank you. And thank you all for the support, the text messages. I know I posted on social media. I actually haven't gone on social media like myself, just because just wanted to be alone, wanted to have my space. Awesome, thank you. So just to let you guys know, you know, I talk about, you know, different things, and I love seeing your comments on like first timers and things like that. And you know, when I created Wealthy Wednesdays, I always thought about, you know, the different topics. And this topic, it's not so much on the financial side. I just wanted to tell you guys what really came up for me in the week that I was in Mexico, and in how blessed, even though I know my father is gone, how blessed I actually felt for so many different reasons. So thank you. Overall, just that you guys know, I've been very grateful. And I say that because, you know, Wealthy Wednesdays, I talk about money conversations, and I talk about different stories, and I talk about just, you know, wanting to get you guys to potentially be in a better place for your families. And so it's really important, I think, for all of us to understand that we can learn from other people's lessons, life lessons. And so I wanted to jump on here. For those that it's your first time, they're not always this sad, by the way. I'm usually really excited and happy to have them. And I wasn't that I was not excited to have this one. It was just, it's just different. So, so for those that don't know, if this is your first time, I own Eva Macias and Associates. I'm the author of A Latina's Guide to Money. And yeah, and I created and founded the boot camp that's currently going on right now. That started last week on Tuesday. So I want to do a huge shout out to all the ladies. There's about 39 ladies that did the boot camp. And I also want to acknowledge Velia, who is Ayuda en Español on social media, for helping me run that while I was out in Mexico. Huge shout out to her. And to my best friend for taking care of Marley, and to my family for just, you know, coming together in these times that, you know, families come together. And through death, sometimes families come together and sometimes they fall apart. So I'm just very grateful for all my family who came and supported, and all my friends, and just everybody text messaging me and sending me flowers and love and all that stuff. And I really just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. So some of the things that I talk about: death, I talk about life insurance, I talk about retirement plans, I talk about so many different things. I talk about unexpected events, right? It just happens to be that an unexpected event happened and it wasn't that it was unexpected, but things like this don't always do well, right? So for you guys, for those that want to know, my father was not sick. My father overall lived a very healthy life. He retired at 62. He died at 82. And he did whatever he wanted to. He retired in Mexico in a small town, not too far from Guadalajara. And he lived his life on his terms, which I thought was really amazing, you know? So I admire him for that. And I admire him for not caring what the world thought of him, and him just running the show his way to make him happy. And so I share that with you because when I found out about his passing, you know, I'm so grateful that, and this is where I want you guys to understand why I like to preach about these things, and I'll let you guys know, like, you know, my dad retired in Mexico, so I'm grateful that I had up-to-date driver's license, or, you know, an ID, that my passport was not expired, so I didn't have to miss out on the opportunity to say and pay my respects to my father. The fact that, you know, financially, you know, we're really blessed, so I didn't have to think twice. If tickets were $5,000, I would have gone. That wasn't going to hurt my business, that wasn't going to hurt my household, that wasn't going to take away from our family. Tickets are not $5,000, by the way. Come here, Marty. But you get what I'm saying, financially. And it did what I possibly could. So I had, you know, valid passport and up-to-date documents, where it was so easy for me to just say, hey, we're going to go. And so, yes, at the time I was 36 weeks pregnant, we're 37 now, and it was a high risk, not high risk, but, you know, you don't travel a lot that time. And I just felt really confident in talking to my baby girl and saying, you know, we're going to get through this, we're going to go quickly, and we're going to come back quickly. And even getting to Mexico, which things are so different in Mexico than they are here, if you guys know. Excuse me. They're so different. Come here, Marley. Come. there you pass away, you have a viewing the next day, if not the same day, and then you get buried the next day. So I say that because things flow very rapidly. And here, you know, they take a little longer. If you don't have money, they won't bury you. And so everything was done in such a way that there was no financial burden at all. It was actually an honor to do all of it. So I share that with you because today I really wanted to talk to you guys about why it's so important for you guys, especially as parents, if you guys have kids, to get your finances in order, because you just never know when your last day might be. And it's really selfish for you to leave so much financial burden on someone who may not have the resources to pay for those things. So I say that from a very loving place in my heart that just says, you know, if you need to just pay off that debt, pay it off. If you need to get a trust, get that trust. If you need to get that life insurance, get that life insurance. If you're a parent, I'm telling you right now, don't be selfish, get that life insurance. In Spanish, no hagan la desidia de a ver si un día o a ver cuándo. Like, just take care of it. Like, just handle it like you would anything else. Like you would to handle making dinner. Like you would, you know, just handle it. Why? Because there was so much peace in my heart knowing that my father did not leave any financial burdens, that he was really humble, that that all of us, all 8 of his kids, plus some of his grandkids, were able to just pick up and go. And it wasn't a financial burden. And so, you know, even through this death, I felt very blessed. And I prayed a lot and I talked to God and I said, you know, I just want you to continue to give me peace. And so everything that, by me praying for peace, I wasn't like, oh my God, why did God do this? Like, that wasn't me. I was like, I trust God and I know this is what was supposed to happen. And that's just my belief and my meaning behind it. So I say that because not that it's perfect that it happened to me, but unexpected events happen to everybody, including those that talk about these things. And so I think it's really important for us to take opportunity of, instead of wasting time on watching TV and hearing more shit about the coronavirus, or even honestly being, if you look at the time or how long you spend on social media, even though I know this is a platform where I get to connect with you guys, but I'm sure you spend more than 2 hours probably on social media. And it's taking that hour to, you know, have those tough conversations with your family members out of love. And so some of the lessons that I learned through this was that I'm so grateful. When I cry, my nose just runs, by the way, sorry. I'm so grateful that he didn't leave any debt. I'm so grateful that my brothers and sisters, we didn't fight. We don't always agree, by the way. There's 8 of us, and we don't always agree, but that we immediately came together in just handling business. You know, some of my brothers and sisters did certain things, some of us did other things, and that the community showed so much support. And so, again, the beauty of this is that I get to mourn my dad. I get to, you know, have grief in a way that isn't financially stressing me out. It's more of, let me take a moment to recognize what a beautiful human being he was, and all of the legacy that he left, from grandkids to kids, to stories, to the way he was, to everything. So my focus is on the man, the legend that he was, not on the oh my God, I'm so stressed out because I don't know how I'm going to pay for his house, or oh my God, I'm so stressed out because he left so much financial responsibility, or oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do because, all these other things. So again, lesson learned from my father's death is really that you can live a simple life and be so happy in Mexico off of an income of $550 and be at peace. And yet sometimes here we have way more and we're so lost. And so again, this is why it's so important that the sooner you and your family sit down and talk about what you guys need to do, what your next steps are, if God forbid today was your last day, that your family doesn't suffer, that your family doesn't stress out even more because it's not fun. There was nothing that when I found out my father had passed, there was nothing that I was stressing about, nothing. Besides, not even my baby girl or being concerned about her health. I knew she'd be fine. It was more of, God, let me just be at peace with everything. And I hope that he didn't suffer when he passed. And based on what we know, he didn't. He suffered a heart attack. And he died in his sleep on his bed. So, come here, Marty. So, I can tell you this much, that I'm so grateful, one, that God took him that way. And I'm so grateful that he taught me so many different lessons. And I'm so grateful that he didn't leave financial burdens. And I'm so grateful that even though I cry, I can't continue to remember my father only in tears. Like, I think of all the stupid things he used to do. I never, ever, up until this day, can tell you that I remember, oh yeah, my dad bought me this and this is why I loved him so much more. So for all my parents out there that just keep buying your kids shit they don't need, that they keep stacking up in the room, like, that's not what they want from you. I'm sure if I were to ask your children, what would you want from your parents if your parents were to die, is to live in peace, to not leave stresses behind. Sometimes I know you want your kids to be better, but in order for them to be better, you've got to show them by being that, by taking care of it. And so, again, today, was really just to get you guys to understand that life can be really, really simple or really, really complicated. And every time I cry, Marley actually barks. So come here. Come here. Come on. Oh, sorry. So take this message from a Wealthy Wednesday standpoint, that a Wealthy Wednesday is not always about money, but it's about actions. Wealthy Wednesdays is not always about the things you have. It's about how much peace can you create in your family. Wealthy Wednesdays is about understanding your mindset of living a life to its fullest, and knowing that when you die, you did your best. That doesn't mean that you were the perfect parent. Trust me, my dad was not the perfect parent. But he was my perfect parent. He was a perfect parent for me because I chose him. Give me a second, hold on. I don't remember where I read this, but it said that you actually pick your parents. So that's why I say that I know I picked the perfect parents for me. And everything I did, I really didn't do it to make my parents proud. I did it because it was in my being. It was in my it was in my nature to want to care for people because my parents showed me that. I learned that from them. I'm a piece of him. And so that's why all the things that I do, I don't do to make them happy. I do them because I feel like it's my responsibility, because I live in this world to create it and make it a better place. And not just, a better place in my household, but a better place for my kids to grow up in. And so that's why, again, I want you guys to continue living in a place of peace, creating all of your finances in a place of peace. Financial is the easy part. It's knowing that you have what it takes, knowing that you were equipped to win. Even if you start with nothing, you're still equipped to win. You have everything that it takes. We live in a world of opportunity. We have Google, for goodness sake. You have Alexa, you have so much more technology that they didn't have, that my parents didn't have. And they were able to create so much from so little. And now we have so much, and we're not even able to save. We're not even able to create wealth because we'd rather spend our stuff, So Marley, come here. So again, I invite you guys to really take this opportunity to know that that wealth is not created from just money. Wealth is created from the legacy that you leave to your kids. That wealth is created from the mind space that you live in. That coming from a place of gratitude, I'm so grateful that he gave me all the tools. Mind you, he gave me all the tools here and here to be able to win, no matter what economy, no matter what scenario. And so even with his death, I'm so grateful. Does it hurt? Of course. But I'm so grateful because he didn't leave us dry, is what I'm saying. He left us with so much. And again, if I look back at, I remember this one meal that we had at this restaurant, because it was the best meal ever. I don't remember any of that shit. In the eyes of death, or in the time of death, the only thing I can remember is how grateful I am to have a man who was so strong-willed, who didn't care what people thought about. He didn't care if you liked him or not, who expressed his feelings with unconditional love, who loved children, who loved candy, who loved being a jokester. And those are the memories that I remember. And that along the way, he didn't leave any financial responsibility, and that he loved deeply. If I listened to all the songs that he loved and enjoyed, it was all about love, which is the truth, because I never paid attention to it until he passed. And so again, I invite you guys all to take this message that you probably have had some heartache in your life from losing a parent or a child or anything. And I'm grateful that I actually am burying him. And the reason why I say that is because I'd rather me bury my parents and go through the pain than for them to go through that pain. So for that, I'm so grateful. And my mom says it all the time, that's the way it's supposed to happen. And I just got off the phone with my mom a few minutes ago, and, just checking up on her and, making sure that she's good. And she's like, honey, she goes, I feel so loved and supported. She goes, of course, we're going to move on in our lives, and we're never going to forget him, and we're going to grieve for him all the time. I'm reading a book on, on how to deal with grief, or the meaning of grief and finding meaning, by David Kessler. And the first hour of the book, I fell in love with it. And I was already making meaning of all of it. And so of how beautiful it was, and how I think my body was prepping me for this day, which is really strange. That's a whole different subject. But again, just taking the opportunity for all of you guys to just ask yourself, can I tonight, when I go to bed, create an hour of my time, not even an hour. Yes, I'll share the book title right now, but can I take a moment of my day today and make a list of the things that I need to take care of, so that this way, if something does happen to me, my family wins. And instead of them remembering all the BS you guys left behind, that they take the moment to just honor you and take the moment to like really just remember all the amazing memories of you, instead of saying, man, I miss him so much, but shit, I got a laundry list of things I got to do because he didn't take care of it, you see? And so again, just, as a parent to be, and mind you, I have a list too. I'm not telling you that I'm perfect either, but this just got me to think even more about the areas in my life that I get to straighten out as quickly as possible, so that, God forbid, if something did happen to me, that my family knows that I love them, that I appreciate them, that they're going to be okay, which I know they will. So I think if I was on my deathbed, that I would leave in peace, knowing that I didn't leave anything like that behind. And so again, I think I invite you guys all to appreciate all the tools and resources that we have right now, and all of the knowledge and information in our lives, and better not only our lives for ourselves, but for our families. So next time you guys want to put stuff on your credit cards, think twice about it, especially crap you guys don't need. Next time you guys don't want to renew your passports because you're like, I'm not traveling anytime soon, that you do it just in case of an emergency. That next time you guys don't think you're worthy of putting, saving money for you guys, that you guys know that you guys are, that next time you guys think twice about, getting a trust or a trust, or getting life insurance, or setting up your retirement plans, or really thinking about your family legacies, that you don't just prolong it, that you live in urgency, like your life does matter, because you may not wake up tomorrow. And so just allowing you guys to just love your family deeply in a way that you can actually show them by not leaving those stresses behind, and appreciating more time with them instead of all the crap that maybe you've accumulated in your household. So again, please use my father's death changing point, or a change of direction for your family, for something better. And know that if you guys need any of the resources, I have all of them. Trust attorneys, come here. Financial services. I know. I can provide you with all that support. I could provide you with tons of resources that I have, that I've accumulated over the years. And for those that want to read the book, I think whether you lose someone or not, it's a really important book to read. It's called Finding Meaning by David Kessler. And I posted it on Instagram, but I don't think I did on Facebook. So it's called Finding Meaning. One of my clients actually referred it to me, and I started reading it, and I love it. And knowing that it's important to have discipline on your spending, because at the end of the day, your kids don't want more toys. They just want to feel loved by you, because that's the love that they're going to continue to take, and those are the memories they're going to continue to share if something were to happen to you. So again, even though I'm in tears, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all the amazing memories he left behind, and for all that love that he left behind, and just know that the sooner you get it together, the sooner you can continue to enjoy life at a different meaning. To be quite frank with you, there is nothing that stresses me out right now at this moment. Nothing. nothing, nothing, nothing. Because I know the value of my life, and nothing will mess with my peace of mind, because that's much more important to me than the stress that I may create in my head. And so I wanted to share that with you guys because you guys are my community. I probably could have done a topic that didn't touch this, but these are the things that happen in unexpected events. And so again, I just want to say thank you guys. If this is your first time, I promise you Wealthy Wednesdays are not always me in tears. And for those that it's your first time, like I said, welcome to our community. It's raw, real, and authentic. And again, thank you for all the support, and for all of you guys, thank you for all the prayers. I appreciate the prayers. I believe in prayer. I believe in God. I believe that He won't put me through anything that I know we can't handle. And so not only myself, but my family is very grateful for all the support and love. And just learn from my story, learn from what has currently happened to my dad. That you guys can create a better legacy for your family. That sometimes it may be happening to you, and sometimes it could happen to me, but we could still love and support each other from that. So again, thank you. I appreciate you guys. You guys have really been there through a lot with me, through my ups, right? Through my marriage, my wedding, to like getting pregnant, all that wonderful stuff. But you guys also get to be there in the lows of life. And because that's what life is. If I feel like crying, I'm going to cry. If I feel like being happy, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to continue to let it out, be authentic, be real, be raw, be vulnerable, because I really believe that that's where the human aspect of financial planning, where there's so much more power in that, instead of just saying, hey, I want your money. It really comes down to that. So when you go deep here, it's easier to make decisions here. When you plan from here, it's so much easier to know what your next steps are. And so again, leave you guys with a heart full of love and respect for a big guy upstairs. And if you have lost someone, just remember they're always watching over you. And if you have lost someone, that there is a lesson to be learned in that loss, because you'll never lose them. They'll always be with us. But what can we do, or who can we become? Come here. To become better human beings from that loss. So again, I love you guys. Thank you for all your support. I'll see you guys next Wealthy Wednesday. And I just want to say thank you and congratulations to all the ladies that have completed week 2 of Financial Bootcamp. If you guys want to order my book, you're more than welcome to on Amazon, A Latina's Guide to Money. If you want to get the book by Mr. Kessler, it's Finding Meaning. And I would say make an appointment with me, but we're not making appointments till after I get back from maternity leave. That's why you see the little thingy there, the bassinet. And I love you guys, and thank you for everything. I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your Wealthy Wednesday. Bye, guys.